Hey everyone, welcome to dividing polynomials with long division. So in order to do this, we need to think back to when we used to divide, um, you know, numbers by bigger numbers. I don't know, 2,457. We did long division with our numbers. The similar process is going to happen here with polynomials. So let's take a look. So with our first example, what are we dividing? We're going to divide 4x squared minus 17x minus 15 by x minus 5. So we're going to set this up the same way we would set it up with numbers. So x minus 5 is what we're dividing by. So that's going to go on the outside. We're going to have our division symbol here. 4x squared minus 17x minus 15 is going to go underneath. And now all we're going to do here is care about how many times this x piece, this one x piece, is going to go into each of our terms here. So just like in long division, we only care about the first number. Here we only care about the first number also. And this is what I mean by that. I know that sounded a little bit confusing. So how many times does x, just x, go into 4x squared? Okay, well this is 1x, so it'll go in 4 times, but 4 times x is only 4x, and I need it to be 4x squared. So 4x times x will give me the 4x squared. Now we multiply this by both terms here. So now 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times negative 5 is negative 20x. And now we're going to subtract. So subtract, and my suggestion is to put parentheses around this when you're subtracting. So 4x squared minus 4x squared, that's 0, perfect, those guys cancel out. Negative 17x minus negative 20x, that's going to turn to plus because negative, negative. So it's really negative 17x plus 20x, so that'll give us 3x. And then the negative 15 is going to drop down. Okay, so my next question, I play the same game again. How many times does x go into 3x? It's going to go in positive 3 times. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. If we subtract these guys, oh, they'll blow out entirely, so remainder will be 0. So 4x squared minus 17x minus 15 divided by x minus 5 is indeed 4x plus 3. So this equals this. And whenever you have a remainder of 0, that means 4x plus 3 is a factor, and it means x minus 5 is a factor. In other words, that guy would factor into this guy times this guy. That's what happens when you have a remainder 0. Those are factors. Okay, let's see another example. Okay, what if we now have, and I'm going to switch my colors just for fun. Okay, what if we have y cubed plus 7y plus 12? Notice we're missing the square term, divided by y plus 3. So we'll go equals, and we're going to figure out what that's going to be. So y plus 3 is going to go on the outside, and it's going into y cubed. Now there's no square term, so I'm going to put 0y squared because I want to fill in every power, plus 7y plus 12. So I go 3, 2, 1, 0. And we always want to do this because it just helps us for accounting purposes. Okay, same thing. How many times does y go into y cubed? Well, it'll go in y squared times, because y squared times y will give me y cubed. So y squared times y gives me, let's switch colors, gives me y cubed. Y squared times 3 gives me positive 3y squared. Okay, and now we subtract. So when we subtract, those guys go away. 0, so don't forget there's also parentheses around here. And I do this all the time too, so you really need to pay attention with this subtraction out here. 0y squared minus 3y squared, so 0 minus 3 is negative 3y squared. This guy drops down, plus 7y. Okay, now how many times does y go into negative 3y squared? Well, it's going to go in negative 3. So if it goes in just negative 3 times, negative 3 times y is just negative 3y, but we need the y squared, so I need to tack on an extra y here. So negative 3y times y will give us the negative 3y squared that we want. Negative 3y times positive 3, this will be negative 9y. Okay, and again, subtract parentheses. Negative 3y minus negative 3y, anything minus itself is 0. We set it up that way. Now 7y minus 9y. Okay, again, negative subtraction. This will become a positive. So 7y plus 9y, this is going to give me 16y. And then that 12 is going to come all the way down, and it's positive 12. So y goes into 16y now, 16 times, positive 16 times. 16 times y is 16y. 16 times positive 3, let's see, 30 plus 18 is positive 48. Okay, and we're going to subtract. 16y minus 16y, those blow out. 12 minus 48, this will be negative 36, and now we're out. So this guy here is our remainder. Okay, but how we write this is we write our remainder as a fraction. So when we're going to write out the whole thing, so this guy divided by this guy is y squared minus 3y plus 16 minus 36. We always write the remainder of the fraction, minus 36 over the divisor, y plus 3. So this guy divided by this guy is y squared minus 3y plus 16 minus remainder divided by divisor. That's the divisor here. Okay, let's see one more example. Okay, last example, just an x cubed term here and a number divided by 4x minus 3. So there's a little more in our factor here. So this is going to equal something. 4x minus 3 goes on the outside because that's the divisor. That's what I'm dividing by. 64x cubed, let me get that underneath, plus 0x squared plus 0x, so I'm filling in the missing terms here, minus 27. And this is, you don't have to do this, but it helps with accounting, and it just makes things easier. The less you have to think about when you're going through these, the less room there is for error. Okay, how many times does 4x go into 64x cubed? Well, 4 goes into 64, 10, 16 times. X goes into x cubed, x squared times, because x squared times x will give me x cubed. So 16x squared times 4x, this will give me the 64x cubed that I need. Now 16x squared times negative 3 is negative 48x squared. Okay, subtract. Okay, these guys go away. 0 minus negative, so this becomes positive 48x squared. The 0x comes down. It looks like OX. Okay, how many times does 4x go into 48x squared? Well, 4 goes into 48 12 times, so plus 12. And x goes into x squared x times. So 12x times 4x will give us the 48x squared that we need. And 12 times negative 3 is negative 36x. Okay, subtract out. 48x squared minus 48x squared, those guys go away. 0 minus negative, so subtracting a negative, so that turns to a positive 36x. Now the negative 27 is going to make its way down. 4x goes into 36x 9 times positive 9 times. 9 times 4x is 36x. 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. Minus, hey, that's the exact same thing, so that's all going to cancel out, so we get a remainder of 0. Perfect. That means that's a factor. So 64x cubed minus 27 divided by 4x minus 3. This will be 16x squared plus 12x plus 9. And done. Okay, in the next video, we will see an example of how to do all of this now, but with synthetic division. So this was dividing polynomials with long division. In the next video, we'll see how to do this now with synthetic division. And I'll give you a hint, it's just going to look like total voodoo magic, but I promise it works. Alright, as always, also, if you have questions, please just ask.